I have a degree that you may not know even exists. I went to Toddler University, and I received a FUN degree with a minor in gray hair. This degree is not like any other. If you don't keep good records, you could miss it altogether. I'll tell you a few things that I learned while attending this school when my children were little. My goal is to recruit you to go to this school. It is very prestigious. I know you will want to add it to your educational accomplishments. I learned math skills. When my son Kyle was 3, I had spent some time counting with him in a counting book and thought he was catching on. That evening when Daddy came home, we were snacking on cookies. I gave him 3 and asked him to show Daddy how to count. He said 6, 7, 8, 9. I said, no, you start with 1. So he pointed to each cookie and said 1, 1, 1. Now I know the correct way to count. I learned about quantity. Breanna was 4 when I told her, Breanna, you have too much. No, Mommy, I don't have too much. I have 1 much. Now I know how much I need. I learned about infinity. Amber had told Kyle that the highest number was infinity. Kyle asked how that number of infinity was written. I explained to him that it's the same as infinite, which means it's never ending. It really wasn't a number I could write. Then I said, God's power is infinite, meaning no one is stronger than God. Jezra replied, yeah, he keeps going and going and going. That's a long time. I learned how to spell. There was a wet floor sign on the floor at Arby's restaurant. Kyle and Megan, his older cousin, were looking at it. Megan said, that says wet floor. Kyle said, no it doesn't. Megan said, yes it does. See? Wet floor. Kyle quipped under his breath, no it doesn't. Wet floor is spelled G-Y-N. I never misspell wet floor now. I learned about languages. I was trying to correct Breanna on the word she was saying wrong. My attempts to correct her ended by my saying, we say it this way. She said, no we don't, we speak English. I will always be grateful for this English lesson. I learned about words. We were singing the song, Awesome God, and Kyle asked me, why are we singing about God's dumb power? I asked what he meant, and he said, you know, with his dumb power and love, our God is an awesome God. After this, we could never sing the song without thinking about God's dumb power. I learned about science. Jezra was showing Daddy his ouchie finger. You have a hangnail, Jezzy, said Dad. Dad, that's not a hangnail, that's hang skin. Makes perfect sense. I learned about vision. Jezra picked up Dad's glasses and put them on. When he set them back on the table, he said, Mom, is Dad left-sided? I looked puzzled, so he said, no, he's right-sided, isn't he? I'm not sure which sided he is. I learned about emotions. Breanna said, Daddy, Jezra jumped on my arm and crushed my feelings. It's not nice to crush someone's feelings. I learned about being smart. I'm too smart to be a man, said Jezra when he was 5. Oh, what are you smart enough for, we asked. I'm smart enough to be a kid. Now that's smart, huh? I learned about drunk driving. Kyle and Jezra were drinking apple juice and had asked for their 3rd refill. I said, whoa, you guys are going to get drunk. Kyle said, Mom, you can only get drunk in the car. That is valuable information. I learned about health. Daddy, I'm sick, said Jezra. Why are you sick? Asked Dad. If germs go down in my brain, they won't be in my mouth anymore. Mom, not sure what I learned on that one. I learned about bodily functions. I told Kyle he had diarrhea, so he better drink lots of water and not eat any breakfast. Mom, I don't have diarrhea. I just have splatter poop. I can't tell you how helpful that was. I learned about smoking. We were sitting in Dairy Queen eating lunch. Lots of high schoolers were there. A teenage girl was smoking in the booth next to us. "Mommy, that girl is smoking." "You die if you smoke," Kyle said. "Smoking will kill her." Jezra said, "Mom, is she gonna die?" I think they took the no smoking lesson a little too far. And lastly, the age-old question finally settled. Dad asked Amber at age 8, which came first, the chicken or the egg? She said the chicken, of course, because God didn't want to sit on the egg for 21 days. Glad that's settled. As you can see, I learned a lot from this university. I'm so glad that I was able to share my wisdom with you. I'm actually back at the university now, getting my master's from my grandchildren, who are a whole new generation of learning. Next time you have the opportunity to study at this university, I recommend it. You will be glad that you did. Thank you, thank you.